I always found it a bit odd, the fixation people have with money when it comes to success. It's the one thing that they focus on when they're trying to achieve any level of success. When those of us who have become successful understand that money's simply a measuring stick. It's a needle that we move. It's a scorekeeper. The other issue is the things that they want to buy when they're successful. That supercar, that Rolex watch, whatever it may be. Most of us that created any level of success look at the things that we can invest in, like property, like properties with gas rights, so we can lease to gas companies for gas wells, for timber rights, not houses that we can rent and things like that, rent out to the public and things, but actual land, because guess what? They're not making any more of it. We like to invest in things that we know are going to appreciate rapidly over time, but they're a secure investment, meaning if all the stuff in the world goes to shit, we can still reach out and touch those things. They're physical assets. They're things that we can barter, trade, exchange, or sell in the future for at least the same amount of money that we invested into them, meaning it protects the buying power of our dollars. That's why silver and gold are such lucrative investments. It's not that the growth of those investments are going to return so much capital gain. It's that it protects the buying power of our dollar. When you think about success, you need to move beyond the material. Most of us want to be more. We want to see that we achieve more. We want to see that we've been challenged more. And we want to see that we can take what's in here and turn it into something out here, meaning create something tangible from the ideas, thoughts, dreams, and goals in our minds. I think the Stoics would have agreed that although material wealth is okay, it's nice, it's nice to have nice things, it's nice to be comfortable and everything. It's better to slim down your life and simplify your life and keep it simplified. So even when you do become more successful, you don't create what's a more complicated life. And when success tends to wane, which it happens to everybody, you still have a simplified life. There is something a business partner and I used to say every year to one another during the new year. He'd say, "Hey, Bob, Happy New Year." I'd say, "Hey, Mike, Happy New Year." He goes, "So, how'd the last year treat you?" I said, "Well, I got to keep what I had." He goes, "Me too." That was the measure of our success, meaning we didn't lose anything that we already had. We got to keep the simplicity that we loved about our lives. There was no extra stress added to it. And no matter what happened financially, nothing got taken away from us because everything we had is paid. We don't do car payments. We don't do bank loans. When we buy our homes, we buy it in cash. So we don't want too much home for the life that we have. I have 2 teenage kids, a wife, myself, and a couple dogs. We have a 3-bedroom home. People get amazed by that with many things that I've done in my life and all the businesses I've created and sold over the years, 19 to be exact. We didn't want complicated. We didn't want too much house for our family. We didn't want this big monstrosity that would stress us out because it was so big and so unruly and we wouldn't pay it off for 40 years. We paid off our home in 6 years. I didn't have the cash right away, but it was because the acres and acres of land attached to the property, and the second home on the property, and the in-ground pool, and the 40 by 60 foot pole barn, and the 380-yard driveway. See, it's simple, but even with that land, I'm an outdoorsman, I teach in the outdoors and everything. Even with that land, I know comes a bit of complication. So I had to make sure that it's something that the livable space of land that we have is maintainable no matter how old I get. The rest of it's wilderness. It can take care of itself. It'll be just fine. But these are the types of things that people that achieve a certain level of monetary success actually invest in. They make sure that they have a secure home. Their home is prepared for any type of emergency, and that we take solace in the fact that we haven't overcomplicated our lives. So the next time you see that nice new fancy car, I want you to look and say to yourself, is there a model that's 5 years, 10 years older, that's low miles, that's in good shape, that I can pay for in cash? Guess what? The model that you're going to buy today is only going to be worth it as much as that 10-year-old model in a year or two. Buy something that will suit you. Don't take out debts on things like homes and cars. Work smart, work hard, grow something reasonable, and do it for the purpose of your own growth, not just the growth of your bank account. It's Bob Yeager, Stoic Mind Forge. Hope you enjoyed the video. Take care.